So this is my paranormal diary, Sondra Hicks, for, well, now it's April 23rd, 2013, 12:40 p.m. Sorry I smoke. I apologize. I do not encourage anyone else to. They're bad for you. Good example, my dad's on oxygen. COPD and dizzy. So, do not smoke. Enjoy yourself. Okay. Alright, so let's talk. Lots going on. Put it bluntly. Kind of, we did the daytime investigation. We're going back here in a few days for the nighttime, and I'm a little concerned, especially with some of the responses on the EVPs from the daytime. Some were welcoming, but there was a lot of kind of unwelcoming, more sarcastic, like they didn't want. There were certain ones that didn't want us there. Sorry, I keep looking up with my secondary screen there. Yeah, that's better. I had to move the other screen to my laptop. Basically, I want to be on my guard. Because anything can happen. Especially in a graveyard. Which, I'll be the biggest baby to point out that I have a huge zombie scary thing. I always think, oh my god, zombies are possible. But we're not going to go into that discussion because it's a childish phobia, so. But the reason, some light over here, I wanted to do my paranormal diary, that was part of it, and I had a really good time on my first outing. However, we didn't get to stay long because the rain really kicked in and kind of honestly chased us out. We weren't able to really look at the graveyard was the main reason, because of the travesties that happened at this location, and some of the natures of the deaths. I wanted to be able to see if it was as haunted as someone said. Based on my own experiences, I know what I had seen in other areas of the park, but I wanted to see if, in fact, graveyards were haunted. And guess what? They are. Not as bad during the day, but I can't really say that because I've never been in one really at night. So, I think I'll be okay. Have a good flashlight. I made a huge Christmas wish list for equipment that I want to get for the team. Plus, I love new tech gadgets. I'm a big tech guru. I love it. On another front, here at the house, I know some of you have been keeping up to date on the things that happen here, and man, I have got some tidbits. Starting with last night. I was the first one. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I was awake. In fact, I was right out here, in this very location, sitting in my chair, relaxing. And downstairs, by the way, the stairs are that way, I heard what sounded like my slider opening. And then as I'm sitting here, I feel it's like suddenly there's wind blowing through the house. not like big gusts, but just like a draft. And I'm sorry, I'm just a moment. How that fell down? Or is that another piece to it? I have these kind of like, they're almost like cobwebs, but you know, the little dusty ones you get. And I swear to God, I watched it fall to the ground earlier today, and now I'm looking tonight, and it's back up there. I just noticed that. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing things. Anything's possible. It could be I just saw something else, I don't know. But, well, anyways, I heard this sound, so I'm going, okay. Well, I go, and I check. Doors are shut and locked. I never heard the sound of the door closing. I just heard it open. It was like the slider, the patio slider, and it sounded like the front one. They were all locked. And I'm sitting here thinking about what Dad told me. He had heard one at around 5 a.m. And I'm sitting here looking at the clock going, it's a little after 4. Okay, well, they're close in time proximity. That's odd. But now there's more than one person that's experienced it. And I'm sitting here going, I wish I had something recording 24/7 almost. But that'd be a lot of footage for one person to go over. And I know some of you are looking at my background of my video, and please ignore everything. So, it's really strange to hear something, and then you go look, and the sound it would have came from, it's not, it's baffling. But, so later on, I went to bed. It was before my husband woke up. So it was a little after that incident, about 4 something, I went to bed. And I was sleeping. And my husband woke me up, gave me a kiss and a hug. He was going to go to work, so I got up to use the restroom. Well, I had the door slightly shut since he'd already kissed me goodbye, you know, I was by myself. And after he leaves for work, I always open my bedroom door, and there's a light out in my computer room, so there's light coming in my room. I don't know why, it's just a habit I have now. So people can get into my room in case something happens, because I do have epilepsy. And I have some other medical problems, so always good to be on guard. But I don't want doors shut and locked and things happening. Yeah. Not gonna get trapped, no thanks. I got under a claustrophobia, agoraphobia thing. So I'm in there, and while I'm in there, I start hearing sound like somebody's moving something in my room. And I was like, Mike's already left for work at this point. And I'm like, okay. Well, apparently not after, but before he had woken me up, he was downstairs making his lunch for his day at work. And he heard a woman's voice call out to him. He assumed it was me. He said it sort of sounded like me. I said, well, how can that be me? He came upstairs. My father was asleep, and apparently I was snoring pretty loudly in our room. Mind you, my room's on the second floor. I asked him several questions. I'm like, do you think it could have come from outside? He said no. It was as though somebody was actually calling him from upstairs, inside the house. And I'm kind of baffled at this because all of a sudden it's like everybody's fair game in this house. Nobody's off limits. I had friends stay the night a few nights last week, and she was standing next to my fan. And I guess as her and her fiance were talking, the fan shut itself off. Oh, she knows what goes on in my house. She's heard the EVPs, you know. She used to live in the complex. She knows the history. And she's been on a few things with me, and she reached out and she, I guess, turned the fan back on. And when it came on, it really startled her. But that's not the only thing, I guess. The Xbox, we have an Xbox 360 downstairs. So it has voice command. Well, we watch Netflix on it, and I'll be danged if they'll be watching something and everything's running just fine until the moment I walk in the room. You know, chase down my own house. My friends are going to do it. But they're watching like Grey's Anatomy, and all of a sudden my Xbox, the command functions pop off like somebody's given a command. All of a sudden the videos start rewinding, or they pause, or they fast forward, or they just pop up like somebody said Xbox. And one day I literally played all sorts of hell trying to get this thing to stop rewinding. It did it 5 times on me. But every time they would try to get it to stop, it would not recognize their voice. It would only take mine. But any other time, it'll take their voice. Except when these incidents happen. It will not respond to them. It won't. Do you know how weird that is? I feel like the spirits here are starting to reach out to everyone. I really am. The evidence just piles up, and I did an EVP tonight in my room. I mean, I heard some strange sounds, but trying to do an EVP, excuse me, in my husband's voice. I had him put on headphones, so I couldn't hear his show, but his chair squeaks, he makes, crumples this, drinks this, crumples this, and it's like, oh, it's just one of those times when you just want to reach out and strangle somebody. No, I didn't. And I don't encourage anyone else to by that way. Oh, and by the way, isn't that beautiful? That was my husband got it for me. It's my first wedding ring. I hope it didn't come with the spirit, because I got it at a pawn shop. If so, I'm keeping the ring. I'm sorry, whoever you are, but I'm keeping it. It's mine. I don't know, it's just things that are meant to be in my life I'm drawn to. Sometimes people are meant to know I'm drawn to. So, first nighttime graveyard medical investigation. Slightly terrified. That's okay. We're allowed to be scared. As long as we keep it under control and keep our wits about us. And never lose our strength. And never show weakness. But always stay smart. We'll be okay. Always use proper protection, whatever your method might be for your group. Whether it's a prayer, it's a ceremonial necklace, or, protection bags. Some people, and I like some of the ideas. Being that I have Cherokee blood in me, I've actually started researching protection through some of their ways. So I might be doing that. So it's one of those nights. I'm hoping tonight's quiet because it's been crazy. I didn't see any orbs tonight that I'm aware of. They're videotaped, but what's that? It wasn't the oxygen machine. Oh, no, you don't want to see that. Hey, everybody has to take them. Now you're epilepsy. These diaries are basically for me to tell you what's going on, talk about my feelings, share any thoughts I might have. To basically share with you a part of me. So that you know that people going out there and learning more about this subject are just as human and care just as much, and we are just as normal as the next person, even though there really is no definition of normal. So probably saying we're just crazy as the next person, because our society is totally nuts. But I had a gentleman from my church stop by tonight, and I was talking to him. And it was nice for them to not say for once that I'm doing devil's work. So he was the bishop when I first started at my church. And I shared some concerns regarding the Shadow Man. Not talking to you, just talking about you. I don't want to encourage him. I don't even know if he likes me talking about him. Probably not. You get a lot of headaches. You know when you sit here and you don't know what to say? Something on my computer's going on. But anyways, I really just wanted to get across that A lot's going on. I'm still as human and normal as the next person. I'm really actually pretty honored that I noticed our numbers are going up on the number of people who are now liking the page for our team, and I think it's really interesting because we're trying to reach a lot of people. We're trying to bring paranormal truths to the surface. We're trying to show people what's really going on out there, and we're not trying to do what some of the people who are just out there to make a buck, but there are a lot of good, honest teams in this area, and I'm not going to talk down, but there are some people in this world that are out there just to make money and exploit. And that's one thing I like about the work I do. I'm not in it for that. When I ask people if they need my help, and now I can say if they need our help, because now I have people backing me up. We're a team now. It's not just me and Chris anymore. It's growing. Sorry, it's kind of emotional. To have something you started and have it grow. And to have, for the first time in your life, people telling you you're not crazy. When you show them evidence of everything you've been going through in your life, all the times you've seen things, all the times you've heard things, felt things, experienced. I'm part of an era. Patty and David are part of an era. Chris is part of an era. We are all part of an era that is vastly interested in the paranormal. They want to know more. I want to know more. We all do. And the only way to do that is through research, investigations, listening actively to EVPs, analyzing what we have and paying attention. And I was serious when I put up the comment to everyone. If anyone in the Tacoma University plays, Lakewood, Furcrest, if you're a little bit further out, go ahead and contact us. We would be happy to come out and talk to you. I can bring what equipment I have, see if maybe we can get some answers for you. If you do live too far away, unfortunately I do have to ask for a small fee that would be for gas. That's all that covers. Far out would be probably Olympia, Lacey, Seattle, stuff like that. But basically we go on a situation by situation. I myself, I'm very blessed. And I thank God that I was given this opportunity. I found my niche. I found where I belong. And a lot of people aren't able to find that. So if I've got to be the girl that talks to ghosts, If you want to call me a Ghostbuster, which I'm really not, but Ghostbusters, total different area. That's make believe. We're the real thing. So, thank you for listening to my long, drawn-out diary. And I'll talk to you guys later. Toodles. Bye-bye. From the Paranormal.